to the hottest man show in the world. It's I, John Dean,
Kanika,
aka
Dude,
and Too Much Podcast. Good afternoon, my love.
hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Oh, recovering from a little bug. What's crazy is that it's going in and out. Like when we went to the tournament today, I felt like I got real cold. Then I got this chill, like I hadn't gotten rid of it. So I put the mask on, but I'm okay for the most part. I feel better.
You know, I be feeling some kind of way about people and they don't feel well and they go places and they just be all open mouthed.
Yeah.
I appreciated that you pulled the mask out, though.
Well,
Look, all of a sudden I turn around, there's a whole hood and a mask on next to me. You weren't even like that in the beginning.
I was not. And I was so happy to have a mask, but I was just like, oh. But yeah, I do. I feel, I don't know, I got this little burst of energy, so hopefully that's been put behind me.
I hope so.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I am.
How was your week?
Is it unremarkable? It's nothing really to write home about. Nothing really. I don't know. What's been the highlight of your week?
Well, I left work early because I wasn't feeling well.
Oh, okay. So that was the highlight?
Yeah, I was looking forward to like kids not coming to school on Friday so I could get some work done, but I was sick. So I guess it wasn't a good highlight, but that's what I remember the most. That sounds whack.
I mean, that was the highlight. Okay.
I can't, like, I try to create them for the most part, but
yeah,
you know, each day is new. So nothing for me to say like, oh, this happened. So.
Okay. So the highlight of your work week for me, this dude was on, you were on a Teams call because he's sick, but they still got a meeting. Oh. And this dude, do you ever think about like when people say stuff and it's dumb and then the look on your face at work is like, this dude was on the screen. He can't confirm it.
I know,
but
he told me that it wasn't up. So
okay.
I feel like the universe came.
Hey, the fear was some of the coworkers were saying stuff that didn't make any sense. Please show the faces that you make it.
I was just like, look, check this out. It was something that was said, and I was like, and then I just looked up at my screen and behind it where I could see the board because I'm in this Teams meeting. And I was just like, oh, my God, can they see my face?
Look, if they could, I know them little hands that were up, they went down. They were like, I'm not making a comment so that Mr. Lewis can make a face.
So
and how dumb it is.
I wouldn't say they were dumb. I just thought that there were a lot of responses that they didn't have enough information on. Like I was responding as if they had all of my information.
Yeah.
You know, like I have way more experience than a lot of people, and I don't put that into account when I hear people responses. Like I have a lot of experience, and if I don't give them grace, it's not fair to them and that's the reason why I was scared that they were seeing my facial expressions because I have not matured enough to control to say, hey, I'm blessed that I have all these experiences. Everybody don't have those. So it's more so like, I don't want people to think I'm fake. You know, I really want them to trail, you know, but sometimes I forget that I've done so much that, you know, I have a little more information. So everybody don't have it.
That's true.
Yeah. So I don't want to say it was dumb. Yeah. I really feel that way. It was just, it definitely looked like my face looked like, why, you know, the way that
why are you talking? Why are you?
And that wasn't fair. That wasn't fair. And I do want you guys to know this. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like it was not fair. And because I would want somebody to give me some grace just because you've had these experiences. I mean, like if I had those, you think I would have said that? Right.
If I would have known. Yeah. Okay. So then that pulls me over to something that was on my mind. So if somebody's drowning and you don't help, is it your fault they drown?
If I can swim, yeah.
Okay. Because you have that experience. Absolutely. You know how to do it and you can get.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now, if I can't swim, I mean, hey, you know, don't make since both of us died. Yeah. I'm trying to get you some assistance.
So, okay. So then it brings about this conversation where people talking about the difference between support and help.
Uh-huh.
So they were saying that a lot of the times we want to help the people that we love when they're in trouble. We want to help. And usually help is, I have this experience. I know what to do to get you out of this. And you do all these things that you know to do to help. And then if it doesn't work out, it's your fault because they followed your lead. So then on the flip side, there's support, which is different. So help is when you are doing what you feel is necessary, you take the lead. Well, I'm going to help you with that. And then you just start doing, that don't necessarily mean they asked you. So the person I was talking was like, you need to learn how to support people. They tell you what they need, and then you make the decision as to whether or not that is something that you can assist with. That's really what people are looking for, with support. And I found that to be, I think we've been discovering that recently. But there's also the thought of, but what if what I think that you want me to do is dumb and it's not going to get the job done, so then I choose not to do it?
What do you mean? Like what?
Okay, so if somebody has a gambling problem and you're like, okay, these are some steps that we could do to get you out of that. And they're like, all you have to do is give me this money to pay this, support me. Give me this money to pay this debt off. We'll be good. I got it. But this is how you can help me. This is how you can support me in this issue right here. So you could choose to support them and give them the money to settle everything out and then hope that all goes well afterward. Or you could choose to do what your help would be defined as.
Oh, my help is just going to involve words, language.
But
hopefully you receive this message.
I really hope that next time.
Yeah. I hope you learn from this message. Look, you don't want to be in this situation again.
So the thing is this, most people only want to help the way they feel is necessary. When they're looking from the outside looking in, it's like, this is what's going to get you out of this. So this is what I'm going to do to help you. But that's not what they asked for. And they didn't tell you to do all that.
Well, you did say prior, you said the support, they can offer it. I mean, say how they would want it, but it's up to us to see if we can do it or not.
Right.
Like if you asking for money for this, like it's my decision.
Right. So then it takes me back to the question of, if somebody's drowning and you don't help, did you kill them? Or is it your fault?
Well, I guess it's a matter of moral ethics or something like that. Like, is it your humane right to protect somebody if you have the ability to? Or do you just kind of like mind your business because your environment said you need to mind your business? So I think it really depends on who's in those shoes because you don't know their experience. I give you an example with that. Like in my experience of life, I feel like I'm confident enough that I could save this person. But there's a situation, something could go bad where they could die and somebody says that I killed them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in my head, I feel like I shouldn't have compromised myself in a situation where this would happen. But it's still a chance, right? So I still feel like I would help this person if I could. But what if
Are we helping defining as doing it the way we want to do it?
Correct.
Okay.
Because let's say if I had an experience where I saw somebody help somebody and they didn't want the help. I was like, and I'm minding my business. If you had that experience, you probably would just mind your business because you're like, I am not helping anybody I don't know because strangers treat people really bad.
That's true.
So it just depends, you know what I'm saying? So I can't say like, if you're a police officer or you're a service worker, I think, yeah, you got to accept that kind of responsibility. I know your business hours or whatever, but it's a different type of responsibility you have in your professional career that I feel like you just have that on that you can help.
So speaking day to day, we have one another, we have other family members, we have children. Are you helping or are you supporting? Is it that easy to say I'm helping or I'm supporting?
I feel like kids, they don't know what help or support is.
So you just don't help.
Yes.
You have to guide it.
Correct. And I believe if they have enough information or enough skill set to be able to do something, then you can support them because they'll be able to tell you what they need.
So right now we're at a point where we have 2 juniors and they're making their plans for what's coming next. I feel like we're supporting, but sometimes I feel like we're supposed to be helping.
Yes. I think we probably should be helping more because they do things to the point where we feel like they know, but I know that they don't know. until you think about it. Like, why are they supposed to know that? They haven't even been exposed. So it's like, we have to do more, be more of an assistance to expose them. Okay, this is how you do it. Mm-hmm. And then when they get there, it was like, oh, I need this. And that's the support comes in.
Okay. So is it really about whether or not you agree or like what somebody is doing that makes the difference and whether or not you can support them? Like,
in the it's
so say we're helping somebody, they're on a good track and we feel like they're good. Mm-hmm. So if they ask for our support, we feel comfortable supporting them. If they're on a track, we've helped them get to where they are. They've made some turns because this is what they want. And they're asking for support to continue on the path they want. And we know that it's going in a bad place. Do we say, I can't support you in that?
I believe that if we know that it's going in a bad place, it is our job to communicate why we feel like this is not the best investment for us.
But so then the other question is this, though. So this could apply for a sibling, this could apply for anybody, but we don't have everybody's experiences. We know that everybody is made up of a culmination of all these different experiences. What if they see something that we don't see? Like, there are plenty of people that went out on a limb and wanted to do something new, and we couldn't see it because our thinking may be more so in a box. So is it really fair for us to say that we're not going to support them in something just because we can't see the end result?
No. I don't think that. I think that we're in a position to be able to say if something is a good idea. When I say that, if they're putting in effort and we see a different type of effort, it can't be like, today I feel like doing this and then
I'm going to be a model. We had that conversation, Reese.
So
I think I'm just going to feel.
It's very difficult to support somebody who can just jump all over the place. But I do believe like we can, I just want you to know there will be no financial donations to you or jumping all around until you figure out like, hey, this is something I want to do because this, and this, because we're not rich. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I feel like if we're going to invest in you, you need to be sure of it because some of the things that he wants to do or they want to do requires financial, like a donation from somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be our pocket, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we have to see some type of commitment before we support the way they want us to support.
Yeah.
We can't just be helping them and they don't know if that's what they want. And if they say, I really thought that's what I wanted, but we would know that, like we did too. But you can't be like, didn't you just say yesterday, the day before yesterday? So we have like evidence to say we can't do this. So I believe we can convince them like, I don't think this is the best thing.
Okay.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I would like to see consistency that they're really like they're putting their all into it, and then
it don't even have to be their all because they don't know what that looks like, but they have to put some type of interest where we were like, I've heard it enough. We're supposed to like nurture this.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I've never really thought about it. I thought my help was support. And what's odd is usually if somebody is asking me for something, if I wouldn't do it or I don't see the sense in it, then I'd be like, I can't do that. It has to, I didn't realize that I was making it where it had to be my way in order for it to happen. But it was kind of selfish because I'm thinking to myself, I don't have the ability to see ahead and really see other people's visions. And even with you, like when you would talk about how you wanted to do podcasting and stuff, I couldn't see. I was like, okay, well, and then you're like, you didn't ask for help, but I supported the idea of it. Like, oh yeah, well, we'll find a room that will work and we'll do this and we'll do that. Cool. Even sitting in and having sometimes conversations. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to share that or not. But I guess I even battle with help and support. Like when we were talking about when we get up from these mics, what is the product that's going out? And I'm like, well, it seems like it needs to be like this. And you're like, that's not why I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. And I have to reset and say, it's not about me. Why is he doing it? Then you fall in line. So I guess I've been supporting.
Yeah, you have until you like suggest how you want to help.
Yeah.
Like this is
I was like, we're not going to do it like that.
we're not.
Hey, let me find some points to discuss. Let's not put this here. Yeah. So I have to learn to back off sometimes. I have to learn to switch into the support mode. Have you found a time where you've wanted to help me, but...
Oh, yeah.
What's the time when you wanted to help me?
Your help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I noticed that my ideas, you didn't follow any of them. You didn't want it was, and I didn't even know how to do it. I kind of like just waited for you because I felt like if I just kept leading by example, by doing what I do, and you saw my body stayed the same. It was like, man, I think John, I was like, at some point, she's gonna be like, you know what, I probably need to work a little harder. And I felt like over the course of time, he was like, got more interested in it. When you became more interested in it, it was a lot easier for me to talk about it. Because before, when I talked about it, it just sounded like you need to do this. And I'm sorry. I was learning how to communicate and I'm still learning.
You told me to get rid of bread.
Yeah, I know. Like one of the delicious things that will trip up any human being.
One of the delicious things. I find great breads too. But yeah. So do you think that you support me now or are you still trying to help me?
Oh, no, I don't help you at all. Because like me trying to help you, I don't think you trust me enough yet. So it's like, it'll get there. When it'll be a time where I'll be able to say, hey, you need to do this. It's like, well, he told me I need to do this. I know that he's not going to just tell me to do anything.
You know, it's funny because I bet I can see how that would be the thought in a lot of interactions with people. Like they don't trust me enough to realize that what I'm saying is true and it's right. It's not that I don't trust you. Like I see it. The writing is on the wall, sir. I see you. He be falling out of his pants sometimes. I can see that. And it would be great if I could have that too. But I think there's another part of me that there's the hangups I have that keep me from pursuing things, like the thought of what does it look like if I fail? What does it look like if I have my own insecurities about certain things that hold me back? So it doesn't have anything to do with whether or not I trust what you're saying or your intentions or, you know, and maybe that is the thought with a lot of people. Like, you don't trust me. You don't think that I have your best interest at heart. I don't think that that's ever the thought that people have and why they won't follow.
Oh, no, not at all. No, I think that's the inner thing, like something that you just can't explain. Like if I was a billionaire and I told you, hey, this is the key to doing this. I promise if you do that, if you really hungry for money, you would like, he would not steer me away. I will do this. But
that's also talk. So then there's the other thing of whether or not people have that fear. So say I have $100 to my name and you're like, as the billionaire, you're like, all you need to do is do this. Yes. However, growing up and there being scarcity in my life where like, I'm afraid, even though I know you know what to do and that you've done it before, what if when I do it, something goes wrong and this is the last $100?
Then you need to really trust this person to do it. If you don't trust the person, you're not going to do
it. But it may not be that I don't trust. It may be that I feel like the way the world is set up for me, there may be something that goes wrong. And then how do I recover? Like, I know that you know what you're talking about, billionaire. I know that you've done it. I get it. But what if the cards don't fall in the way that they need to? Because I've been in a space where I haven't been able to, you know, when I've gone into stuff and I've been really confident that I'm going to get it done. And then something happens like, what did they say? The other shoe drops or something. And then it goes wrong. I'm really in trouble. It's not like so if I need $100 investment and I only have $200 versus if I need to do $100 investment and I have $1,000, it feels different.
Yeah.
The pressure of feeling like I could trust this situation. And if something were just randomly to go wrong, I'm still going to be all right. Versus somebody who is usually always like trying to make sure that ends are meeting. And it's like, I trust what you're saying, but I can't trust the world around me and the odds that I'm going to be able to make out of it. Because if something goes wrong, how am I going to be able to cover myself? And I think that that is something that when people are asking for help or support or whatever the case may be from someone else, the person they're asking from, you can't think that they don't trust in you or feel like you're not a source of knowledge, or it can't be that, because there are other things at play.
So when you compare the money thing to health,
right?
What are you losing?
So what, you know what? Let me tell you the things that I think of when you tell me all you got to do is.
No. I get it. But I'm just comparing it where you said the money thing, like if you're on your dire strait, what is that comparison to say like,
so
like, but if I don't make it, this is how I feel.
So let me tell you some things that go in my head. One of the things is he's a man. Men can stop drinking pop and then all of a sudden they drop 30 pounds. Whereas a woman can stop drinking pop and she'll lose one. The idea that...
Where are these statistics?
Listen, no, but I'm telling you, we understand that men, it's easier for men to drop weight with certain practices that if a woman does the same thing, it's not as easy. And so if I follow everything that you say and it still doesn't work, then it's like, what's left for me? Now, I know that that's extreme, but I'm an extremist sometimes. So it's like, if I do everything John says and it doesn't work, then what does that say about me? Or what does that mean I'm going to have to do? If what I do, it does work, am I going to have to live my life like that all the time? Because when you first started talking to me, it was very strict, a very restrictive, like, lifestyle. And I am somebody who, it's not healthy to say this, I don't live to eat, but I definitely enjoy it as a pleasure of my life. So if I have to give up certain things in order to be at have this body that I'm thinking about, like when I go out to enjoy things with my friends, how do I enjoy my life again? Now I got to find new ways to enjoy my life. Like, and I know that sounds stupid, maybe to some, but to me, it's like, this is how I enjoy my people. So then what if I'm always going to have to be like that, or I'm going to blow right back up? It's just like when people get, what's this? That surgery, they get lap band surgery, and then it shrinks their stomach, and then they get really small. And then they're like, okay, I'm down to the size I want. And then they just start blowing back up again. And it's like, it's going to be a constant battle for the rest of my life. I think it's the unknown part. Okay, so if I follow what he does or what he says and I'm successful, what do the rest of my days look like? If I follow what he says and I'm unsuccessful, what does that say about me? Or what else am I going to have to do? Or is this even possible? And then that sends me to this whole idea of it's not possible. And so now what? So all of these things, even though you're saying all you have to do is do this, this, and this. And it sounds very simple. And it's like, Kanika, just do it. I have so many mental things that are going on in my head that are talking in the background. And I trust what you say because I see you. But I have to sit there and say to myself, okay, I need to know, like, what does it look like? Like one of my friends, my best friend, she's worked out. She'll work out 2 times a day. She works out all the time. Her body is beautiful, but there are times, I mean, we're getting older. And so her shape is not as loving. It's not loving all the workout like it used to. Even the way she used to diet, her diet is the exact same way, but her body is like, still about to do whatever I want to do here or there. And so she has to work harder in other areas. And I'm like, is that what it's going to be? Now, like I said, I know it sounds crazy because it's like, do you want to live longer or not? But it's a mental battle that I'm going through. And I trust that in other situations, not just in our situation, but when we're talking to somebody about trying to overcome some other problem or they need help with this or with that, there are other mental battles that have absolutely nothing to do. But and some people will be like, it's irrational. Like, you shouldn't be thinking about that stuff. That's highly unlikely that this will happen or that will happen. But it feels real to the person. So if I'm asking you for support in the way I want to do it and you be like, no, you got to do it this way. Now, I don't be asking for no support in my own way of how to lose weight because I don't even know. It's going to have to be this man that's going to tell me. But there's always something that's going on that we don't see. There's a conversation that these people are having that we don't hear, we don't get to experience or witness. And even though what we're saying makes sense, there are other things in their head that are saying this type of help is not going to make it.
Well,
this kind of help is going to help.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe the message that I try to give, it's not for them. It's just for people who's ready to get this part. So for you, I haven't figured out what to say yet because I am in constant pursuit of what I could say to you. Constant pursuit. I am. Like, I think about every day, what can I say where you can be like, okay. So I feel like we're already like in the motion anyway. Like you get up, you go work out. Like you say like you don't know what you can eat with your friends. You don't go out with them very often. So if you do, like I don't see like why that day.
Yeah.
So
but it's being irrational.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to do it. And that not only that, I eat what I want here. You see that now.
But in the beginning.
I know because I was trying to figure it out. But my point is you have all the information in me. Like, okay, now I see what it was. But now where I am, like I have an idea of when I could do it. I just can't overdo it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is still difficult, but I feel like we eat pretty healthy where you just have to do what you're supposed to do when nobody's looking.
I get it.
That's it.
I need you to support me.
I am. In any way I can.
Maybe a little bit of help.
I'm trying to figure it out. I am.
I'll figure out how to accept some of your help because I understand that the support I've requested is not giving me the results I want. So you got to do something different, right?
Yeah, or maybe my example's not good enough.
I mean, I want to fall out of some of my clothes too. Anyway.
Anybody you want to give a shout out before we get out of here?
No, not today.
Shout out to all the people born in February. Sabetulous out there. Happy belated to Godfather Cooper and Godmama Marcia. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday, happy future birthdays to all of you guys.
And my brother.
Oh, yes. Happy belated birthday.
One of the greatest gifts I've ever had.
Yes.
I told him he was 2 weeks late for my birthday, but he's one of the best birthday gifts I've ever gotten.
Sure. Happy belated, young man. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose.